Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we invited a very special Amazon seller. His name is Sam and he's been selling on Amazon for 11 years. Today he will share with us more about his Amazon business, as well as about his BQool settings and his favorite features. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sam on our channel.
My name is Sam. I work with a team called the Humming Team. We own and operate quite a few different e-commerce and retail businesses. I also do some high-level e-commerce consulting. I've been in the e-commerce space for close to 11 years now. I came across BQool not too long ago, and I have been very impressed with the robust features that you guys have and the competitive ability that you guys provide to the users.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, glad that you like our Repricer. And what type of business model do you do now?
We try and focus heavily on items that sell very well, high volume items. So where 10 years ago I may have wanted to buy 1,000 different products, and as long as some of them are selling, I was happy. Today, I would rather not carry 1,000 items. I would rather carry 10 items that are moving 1,000 units a day and really capitalize on that turnability.
And now I want to ask you more about BQool Repricer. Can you tell us how did you heard about BQool Repricer and how did you start using it?
The thing I can say about, pretty much the umbrella across the board is that each company uses a variety of systems, within their established organization. And there are many different platforms out there. Some channel management softwares have their own repricer included. Some channel management software don't have a repricer included. In most cases, even when they do have a repricer, it's not a very good repricer. The companies tend to go and get a third-party repricer anyway. This has afforded me the opportunity to try my hand at quite a large range of different e-commerce specific systems, where I think BQool really shines. If I may, I think your BQoolest feature is the fact that you guys have rules that allow you to use multiple criteria. So in BQool, I can set up multiple pricing strategies for a single item, and then I can apply within a criteria rule that based off of the product criteria, use rule X, rule Y, or rule Z. And that I think is a very, very interesting feature that I haven't seen a lot in other softwares. The fact that BQool can leverage, they're already plugged into the Amazon API and they're already seeing the inventory. So the fact that you guys can leverage inventory age and number of competitors and so on, and you can use that as logical criteria to be able to switch a strategy. So if I have an item, I have 100 units of in FBA, and 10 of those units are 120 days old, and the rest just got in last month, maybe I want to sell those 10 units that have been sitting there for a while. Maybe I want to sell those a little bit faster. So leveraging the power of BQool, I'm able to set a criteria that looks at that specific data point and says, okay, I'm going to use the more aggressive pricing strategy for the older inventory. And then the second the inventory is no longer aged, now it will switch back to my standard repricing rule. And that allows me to really manipulate the competitive behavior of an item in a very fine-grained sort of fashion that is simply not possible in other platforms. This is actually one of the main reasons why there's a client I'm working with now, and we're switching them to BQool because of this exact reason. So BQool offering that feature, I think, is a tremendous thing in the industry. And if you guys keep doing exactly that, offering robust features that other systems don't have, I think that BQool is going to be around for a very long time. I believe that the buy box has increased since we switched to BQool. It really depends on the item. Also, competition changes. There are other competitive factors other than repricing that could impact your buy box percentage. But overall, I believe that the buy box percentage has increased since we switched to BQool. And I also think that that is directly tied to the fact that we now have a lot more tools in our toolbox to impact the price on a listing within the tools that we just mentioned of AI repricing and conditional repricing, and even non-AI, traditional repricing. The fact that you guys have so much logical inputs to choose from, I think is a very big benefit of the BQool platform as well, which ultimately enhance the buy box percentage that you get on a particular listing. It's a mixture of things, and it's not a single rule or a single feature that's doing it, I think it's the toolbox.
The question I want to ask you, like, how about your sales? Like, do you think like your sales increased or decreased after you started to use BQool?
I think that our sales volume increasing has a lot to do with the types of items that we've been really focusing on and dialing in on. Just before we switched to BQool, we were using a different channel management system altogether. So when we switched to BQool, we actually also switched to a different channel management system. And in that previous channel management system, they had their own built-in repricer, and they were advertising their entire management system as the Ferrari of repricing, so to speak, was part of that. And I can tell you firsthand that the same items that we're currently selling, that we were selling through their platform, their repricer was probably doing about 40 or 50% of the heavy lifting that it should have been doing. Whereas when we switched to BQool, suddenly we were able to get much more technical with the repricing strategies, and that ultimately helped increase the sales volume on those same items. So we definitely do see a sales increase as well, just from this switch over to the BQool ecosystem.
Let's speak about the net profits. And did it improve or it actually decreased?
So our net profits have improved, but that, I would say, in line with the rest of my responses, that also has a multitude of factors involved. You know, the fact that we've been hammering down our supply lines over the last couple of quarters and really dialing in on getting better supply lines, better pricing, has also helped impact our profits. But most importantly, having the flexibility, and I think this is where it's related to BQool, having the flexibility to focus both on maximizing sales as well as maximizing profits, I think overall has helped increase our profitability across the Amazon platform, where even on items, we have several items that are in the top 10 of the category. If you're not getting the buy buck, your volume takes a hit, and so does your profit, because you end up having to lower your price to a degree where you're making much smaller margins just to get the sale. BQool has helped with that as well, because now with the more fine-grained control, we are able to maximize on the sales to get the buy box, and then swap in to maximize on profit once we have the buy box. And I think that the highest impact were on those top, hottest items in the category that we sell that previously were having a lot of struggle with margin. So I think where BQool really did a number was by being able to focus in on maximizing the profit when we were already in the buy box. A little talked about feature in the BQool ecosystem, which is being able to schedule your pricing changes. This is standard in almost every category. Even the largest competitors tend to be a little less aggressive at certain times of the day. They tend to be less aggressive at certain times of the week, certain times of the month, certain times of the year. So being able to leverage BQool's repricing scheduler was very helpful in terms of increasing the net dollar, the profit margins on specifically on the hotter items where margin is already struggling. I think that being able to leverage BQool's various sets of features within that realm has definitely helped increase the profits and the volume as well. People can get in touch with me at my website, thewizardhub.com. That's where I post my projects. Currently, it's there's going to be more content coming to that website, but right now that's really the face of what I'm currently doing. You can also see some of my business projects and the organizations that I own and operate at thehummingteam.com. And for socials, you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube at The Wizard Hub as well. And most importantly, if you want to get in touch with me, the best way to do that is through thewizardhub.com, or look me up on LinkedIn and connect with me there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're gonna make sure to include those links in the description. So guys, go and make sure to get in touch with Sam. And yeah, thank you so much, Sam, for sharing those advices and tips. I think like people could learn a lot from this interview today. Yeah, thank you so much again. And yeah, I hope that we will have like another opportunity to have talk about some other things in the future. And thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you very much, Alex. It was a really pleasure to talk to you today.